Alejandra, and hello everyone. It's really nice to be here and also to again hear about how exciting this fellowship is. But let's turn to who we think this fellowship is for. And maybe I should just say a little bit about myself. I study the impact of the internet on society and policy. And I've been really excited to work on this project and developing this fellowship. But I think, if I'm honest, I'm probably more excited for the people who can join this fellowship, because I really think, as Alejandra said earlier, I think it's groundbreaking. I think it's really exciting. And also, because I work in this field, I've done a number of fellowships and other kind of training opportunities related to understanding the internet, etc. So I'm also quite aware of what is out there already, and I really think that this fills a gap. But maybe I should tell you a little bit more about that. So as part of this project and developing this fellowship, what we did is we looked at what are all the fellowships that are out there already, or the training initiatives, or the schools on internet governance, et cetera, and we mapped all of those, and we found that there are really a lot of very interesting and exciting and very meaningful fellowships and opportunities for early career sort of people and practitioners. But there wasn't really anything that kind of manages to bring together fields of policy and technology, or even leadership. So you get programs that are aimed at leaders, you get programs that are aimed at technologists or engineers, and then you get programs that are aimed at policymakers. You get programs that are aimed at, developing your theoretical knowledge and your academic knowledge, and then you get more practical programs. There's very little that kind of ends up marrying all of these different components. And why did we think that's a problem? If you think about the way in which the internet works, we no longer have sort of an offline world and an online world, or a digital world and a social world. We have one world, and that's always going to be connected and interconnected. We have this hybrid world that isn't singly disciplined. We have a multidisciplinary world. And so in order to be effective in this world and to operate in this world, we really need more people that have this similar sort of hybrid and multidisciplinary understanding of the internet and the world, really. And that's, I think, the key gap, in a way, if you may, that this fellowship can fill, and also in a really exciting way. And in a way, that's what you also see in this sort of video. As an early career fellow, what you will do is you'll learn to work better in this very complicated and complex internet ecosystem. And it's an ecosystem, I should say, that spans borders and, as I said, goes offline, online. You'll learn to work better in that field. You'll also, and I think that's probably more important, you'll learn a new way of thinking. And that's some of the hardest things that I've had to learn in life, is how to adjust your thinking to a different environment. And that's what you'll learn in this fellowship. You'll learn how to deal with a problem. And if you're a technologist, you'll have a more policy perspective, you'll learn a policy perspective. And if you're a policy person, you might learn a more technology aspect, etc. So I think that's really how this fits together. And the Early Career Fellowship, therefore, provides a very unique environment where people who have more expertise in policymakers, so policymakers and technologists will come together, and they will have the opportunity to together collaborate and develop innovative frameworks for ensuring that the internet is, as we say on this slide, is open, transparent, and trustworthy. And that's what we think is key to ensuring that the internet continues to benefit societies around the world. The fellowship, therefore, I think is very much for people like myself and a lot of my colleagues who don't believe in sticking to silos, or don't want to stay in their boxes, or don't want to be in ivory towers, who believe that we need to collaborate and think across borders and think together and across disciplines. And that's the kind of people that we really want to apply for this fellowship. If you do apply and you do get into the program, I think you'll have the opportunity to collaborate with people from very different backgrounds and different cultures. And I think this will not only be beneficial to the internet and the internet's future, but also to fellows, because the most lessons that I've learned in life is collaborating with people from different cultures and different societies. So I think by all means, apply for this fellowship if you want to join this, what we call a talent pool for internet champions. And in joining that pool, you can help us ensure that the internet is safeguarded in the future, that we have an internet that will continue to flourish. And you'll also learn how we think of the internet with heart and with head. So if you turn to whether we think you are part of this future, I should say that we think that the Internet Society does a lot in this field to ensure and safeguard the future of the internet, but we can only go so far. We need people that can sort of step up, and will help through this fellowship and other fellowships, train them to implement this kind of thinking, that's the hybrid thinking that I mentioned. And if you think that's the kind of thing that you're interested in, I think apply. Suzanne will talk more about the application process, but broadly speaking, what I'll say is that it contains questions that will help us assess how well, or what your understanding is of the internet and internet governance. It will help us understand why you think it's important to apply for this fellowship, and also more about the project that Alejandro mentioned earlier. And just to summarize, I think, as I said at the start, I was really excited to work on this fellowship because I really believe in what it's trying to do. And I think I'm also a little bit jealous of the people that have joined us on this call and who are excited, and the candidates who can apply for this fellowship, as I think it's one of the most exciting things and initiatives out there to help encourage and grow more people who can think of the internet in a more innovative, hybrid way. Thank you.